side of DG. They have a lot of melee champions, but the Varus Nami would be the poking potential that they have, or rather something that could stop the aggression coming in from SEM9. Because looking at the SEM9 lineup, we have a lot of ways to get an AoE inside of the members of DG. It's a good thing that they just funneled back a bit. They went for the Caustics just to counter the Jarvan. We all know this classic Jarvan counter, which is after the Cataclysm. I mean, Vivi would have better damage compared to the Jarvan, right? But that is not going to be a problem if everyone's going to go in on the side of SEM9.
Yeah, if everyone's just gonna go on the side of SEM9 and just gonna provide this Caitlyn a lot of protection, you don't really have that weakness when it comes to using that Cataclysm on that Jarvan. And at the same time, there's a lot of these engages coming from SEM9, as you mentioned. There's also that Orianna, that Shockwave that she can just utilize with alongside the engage from that Alistar, alongside that Jarvan, and especially that those two champs, along with the Riven. So it's very exciting to see what SEM9 can do, because we've seen that they are really good at executing these kinds of compositions. We'll see how well DG would take it. This is actually a different look for DG. We were talking about yesterday, they didn't have as much damage, but right now it looks like they do have a lot of that damage in their composition.
Yeah, they have some things to work with on the side of SEM9 yesterday. It's not is that this composition is very well rounded. There's a bit of a front line. You have a bit of a damage on your side, but on the side of DG, right now at least they worked with that. They have some damage to work with. They have the Caustics, but they don't have a dedicated front line. I really don't see a Renekton as a dedicated front line ever, just because Renekton is more of a go in, go back, call the meek, ruthless predator, try to do some damage, but he's still gonna back away. So that might be a problem later on for SEM9.
Yeah, and just looking a bit at the the start of the lanes earlier, our hedge went into the mid lane and helped Chili right there shove the lane immediately against that Diana, which made him get into the top lane in this Baron lane a bit later. But at the same time, it looks like he's able to stabilize that lane. It just shows right now that SEM9 is really looking to get the Orianna ahead.
Yeah, and they really want to go for that, right? They want to get the Orianna really fast up there, because we all know Orianna takes a long time to ramp up to get that damage. She's basically just a CC bot at this point. I mean, in the early game, she just wants to use the Shockwave, get some slows, get some shields, and that's basically the play style here. But I'm really liking that both of our junglers are not meeting each other yet, because right now, Vivi is on the upper hand. We all know the damage that he can deal, especially if the jungler is isolated.
Yeah, and also it looks like that SEM9 has a really good read on where the start of Vivi is. If you see, there's 2 wards currently on the red side jungle entrances for Vivi, and just looks like it's gonna be this vertical jungling aspect right now for both of these junglers.
Right.
Becky going for the enemy blue, at the same time Vivi is invading on SEM9's blue side.
Okay, that just gives us an idea on what they want to do, right? On the side of DG Esports, they want to farm up Mystic, because Mystic has been that rock that they needed to actually use yesterday. So if ever they use that, especially that he's holding on to Renekton right now, that might give them an advantage. But SEM9, their bot lane, we all know Sagi and Winter. Winter is a very aggressive support. So what they do is make plays, and I think they're going to be doing that later on. But at the top side, look at that. Mystic is able to put our hedge on half HP.
Yeah, at the same time, DG right now spotting out Ozoraveki already. Damsky looking at him, putting down that ward in the tribush, trying to negate any aggression that Ozoraveki might be bringing out. He is level 5. He does have that ultimate, but looks like he won't be going through with that dive in the top and the bottom side. While on the other hand, we see Vivi right now just completing that invade, just cleaning up the jungle on the blue side of SEM9. Just a lot of handshaking right now. A lot of these teams just doing just farming a bit. It's not like the games that we've seen yesterday. They're just all out action the first few minutes of the game. Looks like they're just really going for their first backs, but most probably we're gonna see a lot of that action the first few objectives.
Ooh, right, look at that. Winter right now trying to do some damage, half HP already. Sagi just doing a lot, and that's gonna be the ignite. No, he wasn't able to hit onto the last tick. That is almost a kill. Ace in the hole, won't be able to get the kill. But again, as you were saying, this might be because it's the loser's bracket now, Crazy Apple. That's why everyone is trying to play it safe. They don't want to take any unnecessary risk, because if they lose this, they're out of the tournament.
Yeah, but I felt like as well, Winter did hear you in that he is a more of playmaking support. He likes to go aggressive. He went for that engage in the bot side so they could have a more favorable back on their side. But it doesn't look like Sagi is going for that back. They're going for some chip damage on that tower, probably getting at least a tower plate so they could have a more healthier back than their counterpart.
Yeah, what's really safe about that, what happened in the bot side, because they didn't burn the flash onto Chalice. So that is going to be big for them later on in this next objective fights that we're going to be seeing. 5 seconds on the clock. We're going to be seeing the Infernal Lake for sure. Everyone is going down. That's why those Baron laners are already resetting. They want to get this next objective. If they don't want to risk this, because at this point, at the side of DG Esports, yes, they have damage, but I think on the side of SEM9, they have more CC to work with. Because if you have damage, yes, but if you can't move just because of the presence of Winter, that is not going to be ideal for your team.
Exactly. And even though we were looking at, hey, both teams were looking at Dragon right now, it looks like DG decided to opt out of that Dragon. They're just going to focus on this Herald right now because, as we mentioned earlier, DG was really trying to get Mystic ahead. So with that advantage there on the top side, they're choosing to go for the safer option, going for this Herald, while SEM9 does have that advantage in the bot side.
Yeah, and again, this is just a SEM9 taking. They're just handshaking, right, Crazy Apple? But we're not seeing any fights from any of these teams. They're trying to play it safe. They just want to get their objectives. But our hedge right now is putting his hands down because he wants to not give this advantage for the side of Vivi. They want to push it to the top side. Yes, that's okay, but at least you won't be getting the blue from my jungler.
Yeah, that's a homie move right there, defending the jungle of his jungler. But at the same time, this Herald is someone at the top side that it gave the first turret of the game for DG.
Okay, that is gonna be a good trade from both of our sides. The Rift Herald has been shown on the top side. They burned the flash of the duo in the bot lane. Look at that. Because the burn flash, they're gonna be going in. They already have the tidal wave. That's not gonna be hitting. Chain of Corruption wasn't able to save the life of DG SEM9. Now backing away. They know they should respect Platypus, and now that is gonna be it. Okay, he wasn't able to hit that one, and that's why he was forced to flash. Wasn't able to get the engage. SEM9 just got the better trade on that bot lane.
Yeah, and a bit of an unfortunate input right there from Platypus. He tried to go for this flash crescent blade right there to maybe connect on the target, maybe getting that moonfall off, but he wasn't able to do that. Unfortunately for DG, they weren't able to trade any kills in the bot side. In the end, it was a 1-4-0 exchange for SEM9, but there's still that handshaking that we're seeing between these two teams. There's still thinking where is the point of pressure for both of these teams, and it's just two towers traded. One tower traded each for each team.
Yeah, not big advantage from both sides, right? Look at that. The gold lead is just 500 gold. It's not really that big. They just really want to trade out, handshaking, negotiate on what we're gonna get. You'll be getting this, and we'll be getting this, and that is really what is happening here. It's like real estate. Is what is happening here for both of these players. So I hope that we can see the time that both of these teams are gonna be going for that next objective. I think the 8-minute mark on the next objective would be the chance that we're going to be seeing a full-on clash, just because everyone would have it first and probably half an item later on the 8-minute mark. So now look at this. SEM9 is brewing something here on the mid.
Yeah, and SEM9 right now just forming up here in the bush, trying to get maybe a pick of some sort, but DG is on the other side of the map as usual, going for our hedge.
Ooh, okay, they want to go on this. He's alone, so he's isolated. That's not going to be good. Our hedge knew that he would pull the trigger, but the Cataclysm was able to hit already on the challenge. He wasn't able to get out. Remember, he didn't have the flash just because of that gank in the bot lane. And now they capitalize on that, and now the target's going to be Damsky. If that flag and drag was able to hit, that could have been a kill for SEM9.
Great punish right there from SEM9, immediately noticing where the points of pressure are. And it's like Winter's going in again.
No, again, another pulverized. Vivi is now going to fall down because if everyone is on front of Vivi, he's not going to be dealing that damage.
Exactly, and it's just Winter punishing DG over and over again. This is, I think, the fourth time we've seen him going in, and out of those 4 times, SEM9 has gotten 3 kills out of that, which has given them a bit of a lead right now with 1,500 gold in their pockets.
Yeah, man, that is just so much to deal with on the side of DG, because we really don't see a lot of Kazakhs on tournaments just because of the presence of a lot of clashes on this game. There's not a lot of lag times in where Kazakhs could try, because most of the time, if it's lag times, that could be a chance for Kazakhs to isolate someone, then get some kills. But right now, we're seeing SEM9, they know how to deal with that. They're just going to be sticking together so that Vivi would be cancelled out. Basically, he's not going to be part of any clashes here.
Yeah, and it's one of the, as you mentioned, the weaknesses of Kazakhs. I really believe Kazakhs is more of a solo queue pick because it's less organized. The players will not communicate as effectively where every champion or enemy is, they will sometimes just go on their own, go on these solo missions, and that's why
Right.
Kazik thrives. And right now, Kazik is having a bit of a hard time. At the same time, it's still the handshake on the objectives. DG is focusing on getting this Herald, while SEM9 does grab that Drake.
Okay, they're getting the referral. They might be pushing onto the mid lane, but already everyone on the side of SEM9 is already here. Winter, look at Winter. His presence is just so scary for the side of DG. They're
Oh.
really respected at that headbutt to the referral. Oh no, Shelly. Unfortunate for you. I think Shelly's gonna fall down, and that's gonna be it. The referral was cancelled, wasn't able to get anything, and that's a free Drake for the side of SEM9.
Yeah, that was a free trade coming from SEM9. Not even a punish on their mid lane turret. Great communication right there from SEM9, immediately noticing, hey, Herald's being taken. Let's go and rotate to the mid lane to defend this lane so that we can't give any more advantage to DG. And this is gonna be just a lot of good signs for SEM9. As we mentioned, they do have that Caitlyn and that Oriana who are gonna ramp up in damage. But our hedge again getting caught out here.
Yeah, he's alone and he's gonna fall down, and that is where Vivi thrives. He wants to go for this pickoffs. He wants to go for that member that is alone on top of the map. Was able to get it, but I was kind of expecting that DG would be going for this earlier on because Kha'Zix is a very snowbally type of jungler, and I think this might be too late, but it could still be a chance for. I am not really giving the not giving a chance for Vivi, but it might be too late.
Yeah, in some sense, this composition, especially the duo on the top side of the map for DG, the Renekton and the Kha'Zix, is something that you would try and snowball because they just deal a lot of damage early on, especially on lone targets. As we all know, Renekton is this more of a lane bully when it comes to that Baron lane. So we were kind of expecting that to come alive earlier, but it felt
Yeah.
like SEM9 as well. We're just doing a lot of counter punches at the same time. We saw our hedge was being very very proactive at looking at where Vivi was, but there's currently three members for DG right here. Just our hedge again defending the parts of the map where SEM9 is a bit weaker, and that where comes in this thing that we call the weak side of the map. SEM9
Yeah.
has been, or rather, our hedge has been that player playing in the weak side of the map. He has been playing it, I would say, very well.
Right.
Did get caught out, but at the same time, he's providing vision for his team, providing that pressure so that this Oriana and Caitlyn could just get to a point to carry SEM9 into these fights.
Yeah, I was expecting him to be losing on the earlier parts of the game because he's fighting against Renekton. But again, our hedge now in the mid lane was able to get the stun down. The Chain of Corruption was able to hit, and now Damsky was able to survive. And now they were able to get the kill onto Chalice again. He's not having a good day. He's always the target of these members. But again, they're going to be going for more
the
Platypus. Going to be able
moonfall.
to get the Moonfall on the tree, but not enough to get any kills though. That's going to be it. The Shockwave wouldn't be able to hit anyone. And that's the last two members standing. They're trying their best to get anything. They were able to get one though, but they were able to trade three against the members of DG.
Yeah, and you can really see right there how disjointed that fight was for DG's side. That was a great moonfall right there from Platypus, but it didn't have any follow up damage coming from DG just because they were so disorganized in that fight. It was a fight that was started out by SEM9 picking out
Right.
Damsky right there in between the two towers, and because of that very proactive play from SEM9, they are awarded the 3 kills and a tower.
Yeah, they were able to get it on the side of SEM9, right? Because they were able to get the win there. They were able to get the tower, and because of that, they can reset almost two items. I mean, two items on almost every member on the side of SEM9 right now. DG is having a disadvantage here. And what's the problem here for me is that on this part of the game, DG won't have any damage anymore because remember, they have the Varus as an ADC. They don't have DPS. They don't have the crit marksman. So this is just going to be hard here on for DG unless they pick off someone. A 4v5 is something bearable for the side of DG.
Yeah, and their team comp is really built on that pick, but looks like
Right.
Winter is looking for a fight right here.
No, yeah, he has the Unbreakable. Look at that damage. Damsky fell down very, very fast, but look at this, the Shockwave onto the back line, but they would be able to fall down. Sagi has now fell down, but still 3v4, not a fight that there be ideal for the side of DG. They were able to get a lot, but again, 4-1 in favor of the side of SEM9.
Yeah, and we just really see right there how different the two team comps are, and just SEM9 again forcing the issue on DG. Again, SEM9 is being very proactive, and their proactiveness has been rewarding them these kills, these fight wins, and right now they are sieging the mid lane inhibitor turret.
Yeah, they were able to. They will be able to get this in with their third for sure, and they're going to be backing away. That's going to be the call for the team. But again, Crazy Apple, that was a play for the side of DG. They tried to take down Soggy during that time, but it didn't really matter. They took down Soggy, but everyone fell down also in the back line
Yeah.
of DG Esports because everyone at this point on the side of SEM9, even Ozora Veki, look at him. He has the Serex Gauge, he has the Black Cleaver, so we know that he's going to be dealing a lot of damage even to the back line.
Yeah, and it's just showing right here the item advantages, the gold advantages that SEM9 has been slowly going towards. To Winter again was forcing these fights. It seems like SEM9 is really playing off the back of their support right here.
Right.
Winter has been starting these fights of going for these great engages, and as we mentioned during the draft, the Jarvan and the Alistar would really enable these engages just because they also have that Oriana to throw that shockwave that would increase the CC on top of it. It's just really a well built team composition for the fights that SEM9 has been taking.
Yeah, I really like that Winter has been very aggressive a while ago. I didn't even see him use the Unbreakable defensively. He has been using it rather proactively every time, and that is really just says the confidence about Winter. And he knows that they have the advantage, and they don't have damage on the side of DG that could put him down. Because what you need to put down an Alistar is DPS, and DG doesn't have any of that.
Exactly. They don't have that DPS. And it's something that DG has been playing since yesterday. They're not really playing these compositions that have a lot of damage, or especially
Right.
in the later parts of the game. They've been playing a lot of these early to mid game compositions where they're not really getting a lot of value, especially in the earlier parts of the game. And because of that, SEM9 is
Look at
starting out this
Winter.
Baron.
Look at Winter. He's just in front of everyone. He's not even using the Unbreakable yet, but now he has been using it, and he's just on the back line. He's just dealing so much damage. The fight has already been taken off. Sagi fell down, so this might be the chance of 4v5. That's going to be it. DG is just crumpling down to the pressure. Everyone is isolated right here. Vivi is going to be the target. He's going to fall down. Oh no, he was able to get the flash out. A double kill already for our hedge, and this is going to be Platypus. Going to be the next on the chopping block. Was able to get it, and that's going to be falling down again. SEM9 was able to get a 4-for-2 in favor of them, but again, SEM9 got the advantage out of that fight.
Yeah, and I just love how SEM9 is recognizing that, hey, our melee bruisers can carry the fights for us. They're not even trying to protect Sagi anymore. Sagi is just being left on the wayside, and looks like Mystic will be able to defend this turret. But at the same, that's why we always see Sagi being the first to fall down.
Oh, okay, Mystic was able to get one. This might be the chance for them to fight back. They were able to get it, but remember, he's the only one standing on this as Shockwave was used. Wasn't able to get anything of value. But again, DG, looking at how that fight went down, Winter was able to put Chalice on half HP just by himself. And that just says a lot on how much of an advantage that the side of SEM9 has.
Yeah, and that's just disgusting when the support can put you
Right.
to half HP when you're the marksman. And I agree. It just shows how strong Winter has become in this game. And again, this is a best of one. So if DG loses here, they're out of the tournament. They're out of the running to get that prize pool. And DG needs to really get something out of the bag. They really need to get something deep with themselves to try and win this game.
Oh, okay, the Cataclysm was able to hit. They don't have flash in both of the members, though. A Shockwave is coming in, so this is going to be hard. Look at that. Chalice is being zoned out by Azora Veki. He might be able to get the kill. Arhedge is on the backside, was able to get it, though. But Vivi, oh no, he's not going to get this. He has been stunned out, and that's going to be the kill for their side. Sagi again fell down. That is really unfortunate for the side of SEM9, but again, they're going to be going for the revenge kill here. They're going to go and avenge their teammate. That's going to be the Ignite ticking Mystics falling down, and that's going to be it. I think Platypus is also going to be next on the chopping block, and that's going to be the kill already for the side of SEM9. He uses the stasis to buy some time, but not enough to get anything. I think this is going to be the game right now. Crazy Apple, SEM9 displayed that perfectly on that last fight.
Yeah, SEM9 just really showing how good they are in these kind of team fight compositions. And along with the Riven and the Jarvan combination, they have shown that they are really good at piloting both of these champions. And just want to say congratulations as well to SEM9 to keeping themselves alive in this lower bracket. They will be moving on to the next part of the lower bracket. While unfortunately for DG, they will be bowing out of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm really just really sad for the SEM9. I mean Sagi from SEM9 because he's always been the target for the side of DG during those fights. It's okay because everyone is popping off every time that Sagi falls down. Everybody invest their resources onto the ADC, but the top lane, the mid lane, they're all as strong as this ADC, and that is where they were apart from the side of DG Esports. It's just that unfortunate that DG Esports drafted again a team that is very good in the early game, but they weren't able to get this objective. I mean, their win condition as a team.
Yeah, their win condition is really to try and get themselves ahead early on to get that snowball. It's similar to what we've seen yesterday from some of the other teams like Grind Sky, where they really try to start off with a huge lead, especially when you have Kha'Zix, because Kha'Zix, as we mentioned earlier, he really needs to get ahead to be able to burst down singular
Right.
targets. And unfortunately, maybe it's something that DG will think about after this tournament, something they can practice on, maybe having more proactive plays across the map, especially at the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah, and looking at this graph right now that is being seen on our screen, the gold gap just went up on that last fight. I mean, on the dragon fight, look at that. The dragon fight was what set them apart in the side of DG, but after that, it was just snowball by snowball on the side of SEM9. It's really, really hard for them to get anything of value when the side